In this episode, we're going to be installing this 180-degree King's awning onto our MUX. So the awning that we've chosen to install is one of these King's 180-degree awnings. So the reason why we've chosen the King's 180-degree awning is A, it's relatively inexpensive, B, the 270-degree variants that King's have had out for a while have a pretty good reputation. They've known to be fairly robust, which is good. And the reason for us going the 180 as opposed to the 270, well, there's two reasons for that. One reason is that with the MUX, has a tailgate that lifts up. With a lot of the 270-degree awnings, one of the crossbars interferes with the tailgate. Now, yes, we can stop the tailgate opening early. It's a little bit too low as it is. We whack our heads from time to time. And we also didn't want to have the risk of that accident happening where you happen to open the tailgate a bit too far and it happens to strike on one of the cross beams and mark the tailgate or potentially damage the awning. So the other reason why we've gone for the 180 instead of the 270 is because we're running crossbars on our MUX. So unlike a roof platform where you've got a lot of opportunities to put in several brackets where you need them, the crossbars you've only got the two and they're not spaced quite as far apart as what you'd be able to do on a roof platform. So having the reduced weight and the reduced overhang of the 180 degree suits us really well in our setup. Now in terms of mounting, I actually went and got the King's adjustable bracket set to go with this awning, except for we're not going to use it. I've had a bit of a look at it and how it would be set up on the car, and with our max tracks up there, when we carry our extra case with things on it when we go away, these are just too big and bulky. Like the side plates to mount your gaskets are just going to interfere and cause problems. So I've done a bit of research online and I've actually gone out and I've purchased myself a set of Darchi Awning Brackets. I'll just get it out of the bag. And I feel that this is going to suit us much better. So it's got a flat profile. Although it's not an adjustable bracket, I can either mount it this way or this way to give us the height location that we need. We obviously don't want it to sit too low and interfere with our doors or anything like that. And the most important part is our side plates are flat. So where I've got my max tracks, I can push them into the center of a car a little bit. It should allow me to bring this bracket in. And if I need to, I can actually put my max track plate over the top of this plate and have them sit on top of this so I don't lose too much space. Now, ideally not, because I want to be able to remove the awning, but we'll see how I go just with space. Luckily, our bolt holes, they're 135mm centers, which means that this lines up quite well on the bracketry for the King's awning. So let's get into it. The first step in this process was to remove the treads from the roof racks so I could also move the tread brackets out of the way. Once the tread brackets had been shifted, I was able to do a test fit of the Darchi brackets to see if there was enough space. See how this goes. Hopefully it doesn't all go horribly wrong. Fitting the King's awning is a little different from other brands as its mounting rails are located inside the cover. To ensure I got the positioning spot on before cutting any holes, I needed to do a test fit. And since the awning weighs a little over 20 kilos, I used a block and tackle to safely lift and hold it in place. This made it easier to align and secure the awning onto the brackets without any strain on me or risk of damaging the car. If you're enjoying these videos that we're putting out, it would be great if you could like and subscribe. It helps a lot and encourages us to keep creating more. Once the awning was aligned to my preferred location, I then needed to perform the daunting task of cutting 4 holes in the cover. With everything set for the final installation, I secured the awning into the block and tackle one last time to lift it into place. So as you do, let's get this set up to see how quickly and easy it is to set up this 180-degree awning. And there you have it. Only a couple of minutes and we're done. So some of the features about this awning. The first and the most obvious one is that it's freestanding. You don't need to have any tent poles to hold the spars up. It does give you the option to add tent poles in. There's a spot underneath each of the spars to put one through, and also around the edges of all of the canvas. There's D-rings that allow you to add straps in to then tie this down to the ground. Now the kit comes with tent pegs. It also comes with the straps to tie it down. It doesn't come with the tent poles, but you can add any generic tent pole to this without any issues at all. Now one of the next features that this has is that around the edge, it actually has a zipper, meaning that you can add walls into 3 of the sides and give yourself a bit of protection if you're going to be camping underneath here with a swag or something similar. Now we're planning to mainly use this for sunshade, so we don't really need to have the walls, but it's an option there for those who want to have it. Now it also does look like it's sitting quite low compared to me. It is at the moment, and that's because I am parked on a bit of a slope, but on flat ground I've usually got a whole nother headspace above me between the canvas. So at the moment, yeah, a bit of an issue, but really coming up here towards the car, not a problem. You'll quite easily sit down underneath here with some camp chairs and it wouldn't be an issue either. So they're pretty basic really. there's not a whole lot more to talk about, but so far really happy with it. It's mounted up to the car. Took about a day overall with a bit of fiddling around just to get the brackets and everything right. As I mentioned, I ended up going with the Darchi brackets to mount it because they're a bit more slimline. They gave us a bit more extra flexibility with the space that we have available on our roof bars. But so far everything is really, really sturdy. Nice and quick to set up, as you saw, and it's just as easy to pack up. So I won't bore you with the packing up part because it's basically everything in reverse. Just put the video in reverse. But yeah, once again, really, really happy with the kit, and for the price that you pay, it's really good value. And while it is a King's piece of equipment, the pre-existing 270-degree awnings have a really good reputation. There's really not a whole lot that goes wrong with them, especially compared to some of the more expensive big brands. So overall, I probably paid about half of the cost of one of the more expensive brands, and we'll keep testing this out and let you know how it goes.